What if great what-if presentations grew on trees? Then you wouldn't have to read this, obviously. Because we know that making a killer presentation is hard, here are a few tips. Great presentations come in all shapes and sizes. We can't even imagine some of them yet, so remember, these are just tips. We don't know everything. What we do know is that a surefire way to make great presentations is to follow the 3 S's and 2 E's. Great presentations use our Summargy, are structured, they're surprising, they're exciting, and they're engaging. What is a Summargy? How do you make one? Well, a Summargy stands for 3 things and answers 3 questions. In reverse order, it stands for exegesis, which is your description of the facts, which should answer the question, what? Next, it stands for argument, where you put forward your case and say what matters, which should answer the question, so what? And lastly, it stands for summary, where you say where this leads and what you've said, which should answer the question, now what? So, again, what, so what, and now what? Put these together and you've got a Summargy. Making a Summargy with PowerPoint. Making a Summargy with Prezi. Making it structured with PowerPoint. Structure in PowerPoint is relatively easy. If anything, structure is PowerPoint's default. Still, you can break from routine a little bit to use things like different styles, colors, sizes, or establish different types of transitions for your PowerPoint structure. For example, if you ignore how wordy this example is, notice how the bullet points, quote unquote, are embedded in much longer text by using variations in color. Making it structured with Prezi. To keep your Prezi structured, use images, words, and brackets, and hierarchy, size, color, style, and transitions. Brackets are anything that distinguish one idea from another, or establish how they relate to each other. In this clip, you can see that brackets include the first words when the large whiteboard image, as well as the traditional brackets. Establishing hierarchy is important to give your audience an idea of how important different points are, or how they relate. In the example here, you can see how similar sizes indicate equal importance, while smaller text indicates ideas that belong to others. Different colors can serve a similar function, like headings or in an outline. Making it surprising with PowerPoint. Surprises help make a great presentation by setting up expectations on the part of the audience, and then breaking those expectations, helping to keep that attention. Plus, surprises are just plain fun, especially when they don't involve clowns. Surprises in PowerPoint might include reusing overused effects or something more subtle like how the information appears on the screen. In the example here, notice how the expectation that the screen will just fill up with text is broken, while also establishing hierarchy, the only thing on the slide that demands the most attention, and providing some appealing animations to boot, such as blowing everything off screen and wiping the screen as the slide fades away. Making it surprising with Prezi. Prezi gives you a lot of tools to make surprises within the design of your presentation, the most common of which is the zoom. You can see an example of zoom in this clip when it switches from the balancing act to noting that there's a problem. The very next transition is a swing, which pivots the text from one point to the next. Notice the return of a zoom, as we suddenly realize that we've come full circle and are looking at where we just started, making a really strong impact on the viewer. The last transition to notice is a slide, which emulates the movement of PowerPoint slides. This can be useful to playfully borrow from a PowerPoint structure before moving on to a larger surprise, or simply to keep information all in a line without having to reveal it all at once, like in this example. Making it engaging with PowerPoint. The trick to making your presentation really engaging to the audience is partly what we'll call the card rule. That is, your slides shouldn't have to show the whole hand, like if you filled the screen with your information, but they also shouldn't hide your whole hand. Tantalize your audience. Balance between a single word per idea and the whole idea on the screen. As you'll see when we talk about exciting presentations, it might be best not to even have the words that you're saying up there. Take this clip, for example. So far, this presentation is about adventures and movies. The idea being expressed is just that they're popular. So instead of statistics, the number of Oscars won by The Return of the King and its box office results show before the slide goes to just flipping through a bunch of recognizable movie posters. It's simple, it's helpful, and it's engaging, especially if you have the kind of audience who enjoy the movies themselves. Making it engaging with Prezi. The card rule holds with Prezis as well, though with this example you can see that sometimes putting text up can be just as engaging or perhaps more useful than simply images. In this case, the audience can follow along and see all the important information while the speaker is free to fill in the gaps of the sentences. Making it exciting. Remember, the presentation software isn't doing the job for you, it's your backdrop. You are the center of attention, so take advantage of that. Don't bother looking at the screen, don't bother mentioning the screen. Be animated. Use the screen to supplement what you're saying, not to say it for you. Imagine the screen as subtitles to a movie, where you are, in fact, the only actor. Making it without a computer. Flying solo is just like making an exciting presentation, but without any subtitles at all. If you're going this route, rely more on Summargy to help orient your audience, and to be sure to emphasize and repeat the important things. Use gestures to indicate relationships, make analogies to fill the visuals you might have if you were using the screen, and use examples. Structure becomes more important than surprise when you're going without a screen, because your audience has to stay with you, and if you lose your structure, they'll lose their attention. And that's it. We've told you your tricks, and now all I have to do is go out there and experiment. Remember, once you know the ideas well enough, you can break all of the rules. For more information on the What If Conference, visit our website at www.thewhatifconference.com or follow the link below. Our email is whatif@thewhatifconference.com, and thank you very much.